Alright, and welcome back, Corner Dwellers. This is good old Spectre 531 once again. And today I'm actually going to talk about something you probably really Spec. You were like the last person who needs to be talking about it. And it's about a little bit of love advice. That's right, and this goes out to all you ladies out there. Okay, so you are trying to figure out what kind of man you want, what kind of man you think you deserve, the kind of man that you desire and everything. Well, I'm here to tell you. Number one, looks really shouldn't matter, because you gotta always bank on that day that the looks are going to fade. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. Um, people instantly call you shallow, this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. And you justify, well, it's sexual attraction that attracts you to a person in the first place and whatnot. Well, I'm telling you now, looks should not matter. Because if you were to go blind the very next day, because let's face it, our eyes, they are some very sensitive orbs inside of our heads. And therefore, something can happen to them in the blink of a damn eye, no pun intended, and your sight can be gone. And what are you going to do? Just harp on the memory of how he looked and whatnot? That's not wise. Now, what should you look for? Well, if you're looking for a meaningful relationship, you probably want a guy that was kind and loving to his mom. Okay. Now, if his mom was a total douchebag herself, then yeah, don't bank it on this. But if he had a kind, caring mother and he was willing to do anything for her, then that's more than likely what you're looking for, if you're looking for a meaningful relationship. If you're not, then go ahead, base it on looks, whatever. Just don't plan for it to be longer than a week. Okay, maybe a month if you're doing real good. Or if you're not worried about being the side chick, because he probably got 100 other girls all bowing to him already just because, oh, he looks so awesome and all this and that. Okay. But if you want a meaningful relationship, find a guy that loved his mom and was willing to do anything, for her. Now, the problem with this particular type of guy is that you're going to feel like you're competing with his mother. And the sad, sorrowful truth is that technically you kind of are. And I know a lot of you are like, well, I'm not going to be his mother. I'm supposed to be his woman and all this and that. But you got to put things into perspective. Okay? If his mother is the first and maybe even only woman that's shown him the tender loving care that he's come to know and enjoy and embrace, then he's going to base every woman that he may want to be with off of his mother's values. You see, because of course during the time, unless he happened to be part of a single parent household, of course during the time, even though he knew his mother loved him and this, that, and the other, he also saw that she loved his father just as much. Now, I could go into the whole psychobabble about the Oedipus and all this and that and all that crap, but I'm not going through all of that. Okay, if you want to read up on that, feel free. But because the psychobabble, I'm going to give you the real condensed version, says that every son is competing with their father for their mother's love. And then it goes on and on and on. But I'm telling you that if you really want to, quote unquote, hook this man to be your one and only, then you're going to have to show some of the same moral fiber that his mother did, if she was a good mother and if he loved her. Okay, there's a lot of ifs there, because there's some guys that love their moms, but their moms don't love them back as much because they're, I don't know, a little twisted in the mind for some reason, you know. I mean, there's many different avenues that all go to the same street, you feel me? So, but if what you see is a good woman that took care of her son and, you know, kept him up to par, whereas he keeps himself to that same degree, then that's the kind of guy you may want to put that extra effort into, of being more like his mom. Now, I'm not saying, okay, you have to dress him and all this and that. No, we're just talking about the moral fibers that he grew up with. Okay, and once you accept that and learn about his mother more so, then you can adhere to it yourself. And ladies, look, there's one big stigmata that goes on that has to be stopped right now. Look, you cannot change a dude, okay? The way he is the way he is. Now, you can change yourself now because you have full control over that, but do not try to change a guy, okay? Because frankly, even if you do temporarily make him what you want him to be and all this and that, he's going to end up resenting you and hating you for it. He's going to end up doing that because he's no longer himself. He's going to be your production. Now, unless he passes away before he blows up or anything, then prepare for that. That's unless you are absolutely making him for the better. Not better for you specifically, but for the better period. Like, let's say he may have a drug problem or something like that, but you're sticking in it with him to change that negative behavior to get him to get a job and, you know, be a productive person of society, then that's a completely different ball game. But if you're changing them just for your specific needs, like let's say that he's a very happy bookkeeper, okay, an accountant, so to speak, but you want him to go for the CEO job and everything, and let's say he gets it just because they like him enough at the firm or whatnot. Even if he makes all these mega bucks and he's going through all the motions, he's no longer happy. See, he was happy being a bookkeeper. That's where he was just fine at. And yet, because you wanted more of that bling and money and all this and that, now he's in a job that he completely hates, and eventually he's going to link it back to you, and he's going to hate you in retrospect. And this is true for everybody, okay? Whether you be a girl or a guy, and whether you're going out with a girl or a guy or whatever, this is all true for all of us, okay? It does not matter. Just do not try to change anybody else, okay? If you want some changes in your relationship, then go ahead and alter yourself to that degree, and maybe if your lover truly cares about you and loves you, they'll change themselves to your specifications more so, but they'll be doing it on their terms, just like you'll be doing it on yours if you decide to alter yourself. So, my friends, on that note, this is Spectre 531 trying his best to make some real good love connections and trying to keep them going instead of them ending up in poo-pooville. So anyway, corner dwellers, this is Spectre 531 fading away.